Come and fly away with me. Come and fly away with me. Come and fly away with me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, and if you've been here, you guys, I've been wanting to tell y'all because I've been asking y'all from the beginning, but we've gotten a lot of new viewers added to our tribe, but we don't have a name for our tribe. Like, we literally do not have a name. Like, I do not know what to call us, like, literally. So if you guys can literally help me figure out a name, drop it in the comments below and we'll kind of like take a vote and figure out what we're gonna call ourselves, because like, you know what I'm saying, like, we can't go unnamed, you know what I'm saying, like, we're not gonna have that, you know what I'm saying. Nikki got the barbs, what do we have? Like, okay. So my hair looks a mess right now and I'm going out later, so I was like, let me just do my hair while I give you guys this story time. So I'm gonna do that. I had started trying to do a little something. I don't know what I want to do with it, but I'm gonna figure it out. But my voice is still a little raspy because I've been sick. That's why I haven't even brought y'all all the content I promised y'all this week. But I've been getting better. I've been drinking lemon, honey, and ginger straight in a spoon. So it's been helping me. And yeah, judging by the title, I don't want to mislead y'all, I did not have an actual experience with Mr. Puff Daddy, Mr. Liv, Mr. whatever you want to call himself, okay, P. Diddy. But, however, I did have a P. Diddy-like experience, very much so, and it traumatized the hell out of me. So when this happened like a few years ago, so let me just tap into the story. Alright, so the story starts off like this, and every time I say the story starts off like this, y'all know it's finna be what? It's finna be motherfucking juicy. I don't know, it's finna be like 2 hours like I've been doing. Like, I've been over talking them other story times. I don't know if it's gonna be 2 hours. I know y'all like it, but the editing for 2 hours, it be killing me. But I do it for y'all. I do it for y'all because I know y'all love the long story times. So let's get started. This is another situation where I was bartending, right? So I was in a bartending scene. This time I wasn't bartending in New York City. I was bartending in Jersey. That's where I actually started bartending. Like, when I first ever got into the bartending game, it was in New Jersey, not New York. So I'm bartending in New Jersey, and you know, every night we get a different partner. I never know who's gonna work with me. I never really kept in contact with any of the girls because it wasn't like I was always getting shifts. It was kind of like whenever the promoter like put me on a list, like I got lucky type of thing, right? It was so many girls that were like in the bottle service game at that point that you couldn't even get a schedule. Like, you had to just kind of like get in where you fit in, or try to do a little something extra, a little something strange for a piece of change or for a shift, which I wasn't trying to do. So I wasn't always getting shifts. So this one night, I'm working with this very beautiful girl. Like, I'm still in contact with her. So there's, even though like a lot of y'all might end up having like a negative opinion about her after this story time, I don't. You know what I'm saying? I still stay in contact with her. I don't play her close, but I'm gonna give her a name. I'm gonna call her Pocahontas, because she was literally like she looked like Pocahontas, but she was so voluptuous. She's just beautiful, like very Moana, like very gorgeous girl. So when I got paired up with her, I was like, oh, we about to make some money tonight. I got excited, whatever. When I first started bartending, y'all, I don't know if y'all know, but I don't like to market. Like, not market, I don't like to network. Like, I'm a bad networker. I do not like talking to people. It's not that I'm shy. I feel like I'm an empath, and I don't be liking to absorb all types of energies, and I'm working on it. So networking was not my strong suit. So when I was in the bartending game, it wasn't hard for me to talk to men, but I didn't want to talk to them. So to get men to like come in and like spend money and stuff, I wasn't doing that. I was not getting the men to come in to spend the manyan. I was definitely one of those people that like, I'm waiting for the men to come into the club, and then I'll like, because I'm at work, I could tap into that role and make the money there. But there were some girls like oh, did I call Pocahontas? I'm gonna call Moana. There was some girls like Moana where she had the outside connect, so she would have like people come in and spend money on her. So I knew we would make money that night because she told me she had some guys coming in, right? So we partnered up at the bar. The guys come in, they spend money. They didn't spend a lot of money, but they spent like, what, her and I both took home like, what, a little over 800 at night after we paid the bar and split. So we made about like $800 that night, including some other people that came in. So they didn't spend that much money, but they spent money. Nevertheless, she tells me like, hey, you know, it was so many guys that when she was telling me this, I didn't really know who she was talking about. But she was basically like, oh, you know, one of my guy friends that were here spending money, he wants us to come back to his after party. It's going to be at a mansion he owned. It's right here in Jersey, but it's on its way to New York. So, you know, we could go, whatever. And they wanted you to come. And I was just like, of course, I second guessed it. I'm a Capricorn. But like I said, because I wasn't someone who was like strong suit and networking, I wanted to step out of my shell. Like, I wanted to give myself a chance to like tap into that, so that I don't feel like I'm coming to the club and I'm not freeloading off the customers, because the customers come there to spend money. But if I'm working with another girl and she got people coming in to spend money, I want to at least have my own connects or call people in to come spend money. So I wanted to get my footwear, like, all right, let me network. One of them likes me, they want me to come in, maybe I can network with him, get him to come in next time, spend some manyan. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like a everybody pouring into each other type of thing. Like, end of the day, we partners anyway, so we have to split no matter who comes to spend at the bar. So that's how the game is. But I still want to do my part, you know what I'm saying? So against my better judgment, I said, okay, you know, I'll come. You know, it's on its way to New York. The clubs in New Jersey close very early. They close by like 1:30, 2 a.m. the latest. So I'm like, okay, so I'm used to New York clubs. New York clubs close at 4 and the after party don't start till like 5. So if the after party starting like 3, I could tap in and then still go home after that. Against my better judgment, I decided to go. But what was so more frustrating with me making that decision was, at that time, I had just crashed my car a couple of months before, so I didn't have a car. So I was taking Ubers or public transportation to and from Jersey. Like, I would take the train to Jersey from New York, and then when I was coming home in the middle of the night, I would take an Uber, which would be like $100 or $150. But because I was always making like upwards of like 600, 700, 800, 900, sometimes over 1,000 a night, I didn't mind spending that 100. Like, because I took the train there, it kind of balance itself out. Like, you know, you just gotta pay to be the house. You gotta pay to be the house. You gotta pay to play. You gotta pay to play. If I want to make that money, I gotta spend that money. And if I want to keep myself safe, I gotta get in, you know, some Ubers or whatever. I can't be trying to take, first of all, buses don't even, and trains don't even run in Jersey past a certain time. So at the time I'm getting off work, after I done count my money and all that stuff, ain't no public transportation. Yo, I got a store, thinking about that. Ooh, I got a story time. Sidebar. I got a story time before I forget. That's what I gotta tell y'all right now, because when I edit the video, I'm gonna put it on my list. I got a story time with this guy, right, at this same club. The same club I'm talking about. I worked with this girl that I'm talking right now. He was the hookah guy. And y'all, he did some shiesty ass shit to me. Speaking of like making it home safe, he did some shiesty ass shit. I'm not even gonna say what he did because I don't want to spoil the next story time. But I'm gonna give y'all, if y'all want that story, I'm gonna give it to y'all whether I want it or not, because y'all gonna be like, And then I got follow-up story times about another time that happened to me. You see, I don't learn. So I got like 3 or 4 times that happened to me, and I promise it's never gonna happen to me again. But I'm gonna let y'all know in the next story time. Let's get back to what we was talking about, right? So yeah, you know, I gotta get home safe, whatever. So I'm gonna take that Uber, whatever, $100. I'm gonna take it. So at the end of the day, I shouldn't have went because I wasn't driving at the time, but because we were getting a ride from the guys, I was like, I could just take an Uber from the house. So again, I'm sitting here. I don't really know Moana like that. Y'all, this hair is mad tough. It's mad tough right now. Goddamn. Like, y'all can hear the crunch. You can hear the crunch. Like, I don't remember the last time I brushed this. I think I like went out, partied, and then took it off and threw it somewhere. And then I picked it up like earlier today and put it on my head. It's clean though, it's not good. It's not dirty, it's just tangled. Cause it's synthetic hair at the bottom. Like the other top part is a wig, but it's synthetic hair for the length. But anyways, so I obviously wasn't making the best decisions because I'm going somewhere. I don't know Moana like that. And she invites me somewhere and I'm like, oh, okay, let's go. Because I'm trying to learn how to network. Like, there's other ways to learn how to network, Sarah. Like, I thought the wig was going to come off. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. So I'm like, Sarah, there's other ways to network. Like, you don't have to network by putting yourself in dangerous positions. Like my mom always say, Ugan ba ou point, but li pa ba ou marche nan gon chemin. Which means it's a Creole saying, not Creole, we're Haitian, but we speak Creole. It's a Haitian saying in Creole that means that the spirit, God, Allah, is going to protect you. You know what I'm saying? You are his child. However, he does not tell you to go and open up the stove, turn a knob, and put your hand in that fire and inspect your skin not to bubble up and burn. That's what it means. So it's like you still have to be wise and make certain decisions and like keep yourself safe as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it means. So everything that I'm doing is stuff that I would never do today. It's stuff that I knew better at that time not to do because my mom is big on lecturing me on everything I shouldn't do and every time I don't listen to her, I always learn the hard way. So I knew it was something I shouldn't have been doing, but like I said, I took the risk because I just wanted to like branch out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But what I learned about taking risks is that it's only a risk when you don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean? So if I'm going to do something like that, I need to know who I'm with, where I'm going, how I'm getting there, how I'm getting out of there. I need to know a lot of information about what's going on. Like, I can't just be diving headfirst into situations like that. So we get a ride from one of the guys, and then it's like 3 cars driving. So we're in one of the cars. There's like one other girl with the other group of guys, and it's like me and Moana in the car with another guy, and then there's another car with just guys or whatever. So I'm not really knowing who, whatever. Like I said, they were just customers spending money at the bar. I don't really know them. They said they're having an after party. Yes, he's a lot of people. So I'm like, all right, cool, let's go. It was a little weird for me that there was only one other girl besides me and Moana, but she seemed really comfortable around all the guys. Like, there was one guy that I could tell was her niggy, but she seemed comfortable around all of them. Like, she was friends and cool with all of them. So it gave me a little more comfort, which that don't mean anything, because, you know, people like Ghislaine Maxwell exist. You know what I'm saying? People like Young Miami exist. Not too much shade on Young Miami, but a lot of shade, girl. What were you doing, baby? But nevertheless, I'm like, okay, so there's one other girl. So we get to the part of Jersey. I've never been to this part of New Jersey. Like, every time I've ever went to New Jersey, I've always gone to the slums. Like, the ghetto. Like, Patterson, Newark, Irvington, all them type of spots. Like, I never really been to, like, Jersey, where it's, like, fancy and nice. Which I know there's fancy and nice, gated, nice parts of communities everywhere. But, y'all, this was very up an echelon. Like, that's how you hear up an echelon. Like, this was like demure, like very demure. Like, I'm gonna see if I even have a video. I can add it somewhere over here. But like, I'm talking about the mansions, like acres, like big ass houses. Like I'm talking like the houses take up like freaking 6 New York City blocks, like mansions. So I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, and we're driving further and further in. Like, the mansion is further and further in the community. Like, once you enter the community, the mansion is like 30 minutes more in down into, like, it felt like that. Like, we drove another 30 minutes to get to that spot, right? So when we get to the mansion, y'all, you can't even see the mansion because the whole premises is covered by them big tall trees. You know how when you ever been to them Los Angeles tours where they're showing you celebrity houses, but it's covered by them big tall trees. So unless you had a drone, you really couldn't see the house. Like, it was like one of those. But we drive into the parking lot and I'm like, oh, okay, like, it's giving money. Yeah, it's giving money. So we get there. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to take some pictures here, because that night we had like a Halloween costume. It was like around Halloween, so we had a Halloween costume. I forgot that detail. We had a Halloween costume at the spot, so I had my costume on and stuff, and I was like, I want to take some pictures. I'm going to add some pictures right in here. I'm going to take some, let me add the pictures here. I was like, I want to take some pictures in this mansion. Oh, I want to take, yo, they had a, what was it, Lambo? No. Rolls Royce in the garage. I was like, can I take a picture of your Rolls Royce? Like, can I drive it around the block? Like, he was like, no, you can take pictures and you can't drive it. So I was like, all right, cool. But let me get to the juicy part, because I'm like still fanned out by how big and like luxurious the house part was. But let's get to the creepy part, the situation where it gets to like real like funny style. So let's start with the main characters of the situation. So it's me and Moana. There's a couple of other guys. It's that other girl and her boyfriend. And then there's this one Asian guy. He's the chef. And then there's this one main guy who we're going to call Puff Daddy. He is the Diddy-like figure. I don't even remember this man's name. I promise you, I don't remember it. But we're going to call him the Diddler, right? What's the easy thing to say? Diddler. We're going to call him Puffy, right? Okay. And he was he looked like P. Diddy, but he was just a lot more bigger or whatever. So we get there, mind you, that guy wasn't at the club. All the other guys that was there was at the club. This guy was there with the Asian cook chef, but that Asian cook chef, he was real like cultured, like real black people culture. Like, he was hip, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was them two that was there. The cook and Puffy was the two people that was at the mansion when we got there. So he's introducing himself as like, oh, this is his mansion, whatever, welcome. He is very audacious, very cocky, very like in your face, like very nasty behavior. Like, he is like, you know, just bragging, oh, you know, I work with Rick Ross. I have my own champagne brand. La di la, but blah, just brag, very braggart, very, very braggy. So I'm just like, okay, like whatever. Like, he's definitely trying to like over impress the hell out of us. So we sitting, he invites us to the dining room where the chef is. Like, he just made some steak, and y'all, I ain't gonna lie, that was one of the best steaks I've ever had in my entire life. I don't know if that thing was ragu, whatever they call that, but that shit was good. I never tasted steak like that again, ever. It was like one of the best steaks, and like, he literally cooked it in front of us, like from red meat. Like, so we're eating steak, whatever, like it's like gourmet food. So now I asked for something to drink, like a water, or like I'm expecting a soda. He opened the fridge and the only thing is like Casamigos and champagne and stuff. So I'm like, you don't have any like water or juice or anything like that? He was like, nah, we don't drink none of that in this house. It's champagne or Casamigos or Don Julio or blah, 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 Hennessy. Like, he's just listing the liquor down. So I'm just like, how you have a spot with no water? Like, don't the fridge make water? Because, you know, they have a fancy fridge. And I'm like, the fridge got the water dispenser. And he was like, nah, it don't work. It's not connected yet. So I'm just like, so all you have is champagne and Casamigos? He's like, yes. I was like, all right, let me get a glass of champagne. So Moana, she over there, she found her little boo thing that she really like, and she cuffing up and playing around with him the whole time. And the puffy guy, he's all in my face, like trying to impress me, trying to talk to me, and all this stuff like that. So I'm sipping the champagne and stuff like that. So they're like, okay, you know, let's go to the pool. So I'm just thinking in my head, like, isn't it supposed to be an after party? Because it's like probably like maybe like 12 of us in the house, including the chef and Puffy. It's like 12 of us, mostly guys, just 3 girls. So 3 girls, 9 guys. So I'm like, okay, so the dynamics is already off. It's already mad guys to girls, right? I don't hear no music. Hey, Mom. There's not no music going on. Yeah, you cooked us a little steak, but I thought we was coming to like a banger, but I should have knew better, because when we got there, it was a resident. It looked like one of them Karen. Y'all saw the mansions. If I added it, y'all saw the mansions. Like, that was not no neighborhood where you about to be blasting no type of music and getting away with that shit. They was gonna call it the New Jersey Sheriff's A70 security A70. Like, it was not giving that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know, even though every house stood on like its own acres, you know, it's so quiet out there that any type of music, any type of speaker would have set something off. The neighbors would have definitely came knocking for a fact. So I'm like, all right, so it's giving private, intimate house party. Is that what it's giving? So he's like, oh, you know, I was asking him, I was like, you know, there's more people coming. He was like, yeah, more people supposed to be coming, whatever, but we about to take the party outside into the pool. And y'all, the pool was nice. I can I add? No, I might add the video, but I might not, because I ended up getting in a bikini, but I don't think it's appropriate for YouTube. I don't want them to like demonetize the video. So my friend Luana is like, come on, it's fun, let's just go in there, everybody just go in the pool, whatever. So I'm like, I don't got no swimwear or whatever. Like, all guys, my costume, I'm not getting my costume. Well, my costume was made out of leather and all that stuff. I'm not getting, that's what I gotta go home with. So he was like, oh no, we have mad like brand new swimwear, like, you know, for like basically like, you know, he said he do the champagne thing, the rose thing with Rick Ross. So I guess they had those like labeled bikinis, and they did. And he was like, just go pick whatever size you want. They had like a box, like they just got shipment from China or something. And y'all, when they sent us to the room to like change into our bikinis, I started walking around the house, and I was like, oh, let me get a little tour or whatever. Y'all, the house was huge. When I tell y'all, you can hear the echo when you talk in that house. The only place that had furniture was the little dining living room area. And that was only one living room. That wasn't even a main living room. It was like a small living room. That was the only place that had furniture and a TV and stuff. But everywhere else looked like a brand new spanking new house. It didn't have, it just, every other room, all the rooms in the house just had beds. And not even beds that were like made up. Beds that looked like they just came out the box. Like, you just ordered it, you put it out the box, mattress still got the plastic, no sheets, nothing. Just mad beds in every room. No furniture, no TV, nothing. So I'm like, you live here? Cause that's like, you ain't got nothing in here. Like, I'm like, when I'm in the change room, I'm like, yo, there ain't shit in this house. Like, I don't even think people got their clothes in here. I'm like, there's really nothing in this house right now. Like, literally, like, there's nothing in this house. So that took me aback, because I'm just like, it's a little weird, a little noted. A lot of things are weird, but that's definitely weird. So we get changed, we go in the everybody go in the pool. Some of the guys leave. I think like at this point, by the time we get in the pool, it's the other girl. She was cool, whatever. She didn't say much to us. She was chill, whatever. I'm not gonna say much about her. She was cool. She stayed with her little niggy. It was her and him. It was Puffy, me, Moana, and 2 other guys, right? Another guy that looked like DJ Khaled, and the guy that Moana was talking to, which I felt like he was a cornball. He looked like one of them type of guys who was like a handler. Like, he went around like getting things done for the money man type of guy, right? So we in the pool, we chilling. Here come Puffy. Oh, let's all have shots. Let's all have shots, whatever. I'm just like, nah, I'm not drinking. Whatever. Moana already lit. Moana been drinking. I had just took a glass of champagne and I was sipping on that. And every time they kept trying to mix my champagne with like, what they was drinking. What's that white drink? Yeah, Casamigos. I'm like, nah, don't mix my, that's one thing that's deadly. When you mix your champagne with like alcohol, that's gonna get you fucked up. Y'all, my first time ever drinking in my life, I almost got alcohol poisoning. I was done. I passed out because I was mixing wine, hard liquor. I was at a house party, and that's a different story for a different day, but y'all, I was at a house party and I drank so goddamn much different stuff that I passed out. Literally got fired the next day. Woke up drunk, got fired the next day. Went to work hungover, got fired. But nevertheless, I don't want no mixed liquor. If I'm drinking this, I'm drinking this. If I'm drinking white, I'm drinking white. If I'm drinking whatever I'm drinking, I'm sticking to that for the night. Because I'm not even a drinker. I don't like to drink. I'm a smoker. I like to smoke ganja, but I don't drink. Like, I'll drink just for the fact that I'm out and I don't want to feel like I'm not drinking. But y'all, I can literally go my life without an ounce of alcohol. Like, I don't need it. I don't like it. I don't like the way it make my stomach feel. Ugh, I hate the way alcohol make my, every time I drink alcohol, I'm like, oh, my stomach. He was forcing the champagne on me because he realized I was serious about not drinking the Casamigos. He just kept pouring champagne into my glass. Like, every time I took a sip, it's like he was watching me drink. And every time I took a sip, he would just pour more champagne into my glass. So now we in a pool, whatever. He keep forcing everybody to take shots. I'm like, I don't want to take shots, but like, he's literally like forcing, like, yo, like, he's strong, and he's like, no, like, take it, like, to the point where he almost drowned me because I spit the alcohol out and it fell in my nose. And he's like, oh, why are you doing that for? Like, you wasting the liquor, just take a shot. Moana, she's like, girl, just take the shot, whatever. So I'm like, you know what, because they wouldn't get off the topic and it started to get real weird and I started to get real awkward, I was like, I'm gonna just spit it out. So I took the shot, and every time I took the shot and everybody's like, yay, I turned around, spit that right in the water. Y'all, because I was not taking shots and I had started trying to play their little game of shots, I counted how many shots they kept giving me and Moana. And what was so weird about it was that the girl that was with her man, she wasn't drinking any shots. She had her 1 cup of liquor and nobody was asking her to take shots, and I think she had took like 1, and then she didn't really like take shots again. She was just drinking her cup of alcohol. But Moana kept taking shots, and I was telling Moana, like, all right, that's enough. I kept saying, yeah, that's enough shots. I'm spitting on my shots, and I told her that. I was like, yo, she's like, don't spit it out, you're wasting the alcohol. I'm like, shh, bitch. Like, just, you know what I'm saying, like, let's get out of here. Like, it's already getting late. You know, we've been in this water at least like almost an hour. Like, I've lasted long enough at this point. He done given us about, at this point, I'm counting like, we're at least like 6-7 shots in. The bottle is literally finished, and they went and cracked another one. Like, done. And I realized that, like, I seen like the other guys taking shots and like Puffy taking shots, but like, it wasn't as many shots as like me and Moana was having to take. And I was spitting my shots out, and I told Moana to spit it out, but she didn't want to. She wanted her alcohol. So I think about like when we got close to like finishing the, literally like the second bottle of Casamigos was literally about to be at the end, I told Moana, like, all right, it's time to go. So now I'm like, I want to leave and stuff like that. She talking about she want to stay. Puffy's talking about, oh no, don't leave, blah blah blah, like trying to convince me. But I'm not with the convincing, because I start feeling like the vibe is like very like weird, like, because I'm like, why are you forcing me to like take down all this alcohol? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was supposed to be a house party. It's not. It's like 6 of us here, mostly guys or whatever. Like, it's just off, you know what I'm saying? The house is empty, just beds. Like, the vibe is off, and Moana is getting lit. Like, Moana is lit. She is lit. So I'm like, I don't know Moana like that. Like I said, I seen her in the club a few times. I've never worked directly with her, and that was kind of the first night that I worked with Moana directly. So it was the first night we exchanged numbers, etc, etc. So now I'm like telling Luana, like, girl, it's getting late. At this point, it's like 5 a.m. in the morning. Like, the sun's about to come up. I'm like, I want to go home. I'm about to leave. I want to call an Uber. So I'm asking them, what's the address here so I could call an Uber, because we're so deep in like the woods. Like, literally when we were in the pool, you can see the woods. Like, there's like tree woods, acres covering the house. There's no signal. There was barely, I had like one bar, and every time I moved, it kept saying no signal, no service. So I'm like trying to stand in the one bar spot, and I'm asking them what's the address, because the maps aren't loading to find my location. They ain't trying to give me the address. They keep trying to convince me to stay. Everybody's trying to convince me to stay. Nobody wants to give me the address. I'm like, you want to give me the address? She don't know the address. She's like, girl, I came here with you. I don't know the address. That was the dummy mistake that I made too, because now I don't do that anymore. Now everywhere I go, I literally go to my maps and screenshot it. Screenshot my location. I have my location shared with my family members. Like, I'm not going nowhere anymore not knowing where the hell I'm at. That's insane. So I'm getting frightened, anxious, irritated, all in one, because I don't know where I'm at. I want to go home. I'm uncomfortable. These people are shoving alcohol down our freaking throats. I don't know what they could have put in these drinks. I spit it out, but still, I'm still scared. This girl, Moana, I came with her, and she looking like she don't want to leave. It's looking like I'm about to have to leave her. You feel me? I hate being in positions like that. I hate it, because I fuck around and leave her, and something happens to her. Now I feel like I'm liable. I don't even like stuff like that. But then everybody grown, and she was older than me, so she knew better. I was at least, at that point in time, I was at least 4 years younger than her. I forgot what her age she was. I was 4 years younger than her at the time, because we had talked about it at the bar. But nevertheless, and then she kept saying she knew these people. So I'm just like, okay, well, I should be good to go. So I'm trying to go. They're not trying to give me the address. She don't know the address. She's drunk. Puffy and his friends not trying to give me the address. So I'm like, cool, I'm gonna walk then. Like, I'm out of here. So I go to the room where I got dressed at. I'm not making a fuss, so I'm not getting an attitude. I'm not doing too much. And I'm trying to get my bag. I can't find our stuff. I'm like, I'm sure we left it in this room. So I'm asking Puffy, I'm like, yo, we got dressed in this room, you know, where our bags or whatever. And he was like, if it's not in there, then that's not the room you got dressed in. So I'm like, then what room did we get dressed in? Like, you know, the house is huge. But I definitely remember what room we got dressed in, because I ended up taking pictures in that bathroom that was like right next to it. And I remember the door, the fanciness or whatever. So I'm like, unless everywhere in the house is identical, like, this is where we got undressed at. So this man is telling me, oh, well, walk around, go check every room, go see if you could find it in any room. And I'm just like, why would this house look like a maze? Why would I have to walk around in this house to go search for my bag when I left it here? Who the fuck moved our bags? So now I start making a fuss. Like, I start getting mad, because I'm just like, no, like, my stuff is in there. My money, the money we just made is in there. The money we just made is in the bag. I know, I'm a dumbass. I'm stupid. Drop in the comments, I was a dumbass. The money we just made is in this bag. Y'all, I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting mad scared now, because I feel trapped. I feel like these people are not letting me go. These people are hid my stuff. They probably stole my money. I don't know where I'm at. They're about to bury us in the back of the forest. Like, nobody's gonna find me. Like, I start getting irritated. So now he keep trying to sweet talk me, convince me to stay. So I told him, I was like, this is giving like rapey vibes. It's giving predatory. As soon as I said that, he was so offended. He was, y'all, this man started to curse me out. This man started to say, you think I would need to do any of that? Do you know who I am? You're a bum. I met you in the club. Blah, blah, blah. First of all, sir, no, I didn't meet you in the club. I met your friends in the club, and they invited me to a house party, after party, which I came and then seeing you here. You get what I'm saying? Hosting a fake ass house party that's looking more like a trafficking ring, if you ask me. So he's going crazy on me, like feeling like basically I insulted his character, and he would never need to do no stuff like that. He get bitches, he get mad, but bitch that look way better than me. Oh, you so ugly. You have a face only a mother could love. Look at your feet, look at your toes. And y'all, I'm not gonna lie. First of all, the ugly thing, could never, ever. The audacity. But the feet thing, y'all. It was Halloween time, so it was cold. And I ain't gonna lie, when it's the winter time, I used to, not anymore, but I used to take breaks from pedicures, because you know, foot maintenance, manicures is expensive maintenance. So if I'm not gonna be showing my toes that much, and I'm not in a relationship and nobody really gonna be seeing my feet, I'm finna just like not do them. I mean, they finna not be done, okay? Toes is not done. And y'all, I don't know what it is about my feet. Like literally now I have to do like 2 foot masks a month and take real good care of my feet, because I have dry, crusty feet. Like they're pretty, but they get crusty and dry so fast. I'll get my feet done this week, and then next week they get crusty and dry. Like I keep my feet moisturized, scrubbed. Like for my feet to look as pretty as they do right now is because I do extreme maintenance on them, like in the shower every day type thing. So you gotta remember, I'm not getting my feet done for how long? I don't remember the last time I got, probably August was the last time I got my feet done before Halloween. So we talking about months. Talking about nail polish chipped, grown out, you know, feet peeling and stuff like that. And I had told Moana, I was like, girl, I don't want to get in the pool, my feet not done. And she was like, oh, her feet not done either, but her polish was just chipped. She wasn't as crusty as mine. Like my cuticles was crusty and like all that. And y'all, I'm in the chlorine water, so you know that chlorine made it 10 times worse. And remember I told you we were in the water so long that my skin, like my hands were like wrinkling, like pruning like a raisin. So my feet was, when it came out the chlorine, was looking crazy. And then I don't even got my bag, so it's not even like I could wipe up my feet and then lotion it and stuff like that. Like y'all took my bag. So he cutting my ass about my feet and stuff, and I'm just like, okay, where's my bag though? Like I was like, why you and I'm talking about, this man was like, it had to be like 50s, like 50s about to his 60, like grown old man, like could be my daddy, like literally in real life, cutting my ass about my feet because I want to leave. And I told him that he gave me rapey, church sex trafficking type vibes, like trying to like hold me here. So he's like, you know what, I start arguing back with him. And I'm not trying to be too feisty because, again, I'm scared in the same breath because I'm somewhere I don't know, with people I don't know. The girl I came here with is drunk. I'm asking her to tell her friends to this and that. She's acting like she don't understand English. She don't understand nothing. She's just drunk. She laughing. She think everything a joke. So I feel alone. You got what I'm saying? I feel like scared. So I'm not trying to like be too feisty, but I am feisty. So I had to really dial it back and understand what predicament I was in and where I was at. And I wasn't home. My mom always said, remember when you're not home. So I understood that. So now I start getting Karen. I was like, you know what? I started acting like I got service. I was like, well, I got one bar, I'm calling the cops. I started calling, and I really started doing it. I started dialing 911. As soon as I started doing that, he was like, yo, get this bitch her bag and get her the out my house. And but like, yo, they clicked me out ASAP. I didn't even know that those 3 little numbers and dialing it was gonna get me my bag as fast. So they came out with my duffel, threw it at me. I opened it. First thing I did was open it. First thing I opened it because I gotta get dressed, put my clothes on. Remember, outside it's cold, it's October. And then I'm looking for my money, so I look and my money's in there. Thing is that my money, my bag has like a shoe compartment. And a lot of people don't see it because it's like an invisible zip. But because I'm a designer, I know it's an invisible zip. But it looked the same on both sides, right? And I put my shoes in there and I put my money before I put my shoes. And then I pack everything in my bag. So unless you know how to get into that compartment, you're not going to really find it. So when I checked and I felt my money was in there, I was like, oh, thank God my money's in there. I got dressed. Yo, he started pushing me, like while I'm putting my clothes on. He pushing me, trying to push me out the door and stuff. So I'm like shoving him, like trying to fight back, like stop pushing me, stop pushing me. Like, yo, when I tell you, he pushed me and then threw my stuff out the door, like put me out the crib. So now I'm in the middle of New Jersey. I guess that's where we at. I probably had like what, less than 20% of my phone. My phone was definitely on yellow. And I don't have no service. So I'm just like, and it's the middle of the night. Neighborhood dead. You don't see nobody there walking. Nobody. Neighborhood is haystack dry. I'm shook. I'm like, oh my God. So now I start calling Moana. Moana wasn't there when they put me out. I don't know where she ended up going. So I start calling her like, girl, like, come. They put me out. Let's go. Like, come on, hurry up, get your stuff. Let's go. I'm trying to call the cops, whatever. She's not answering. I'm calling her like 2-3 times. Then her phone started going to voicemail. He came while I'm standing outside there trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Puffy came to the gate. And like the gate slides open like that, and then he's standing at the gate taunting me like, oh, how you gonna get home now? How you gonna get home now? Ha ha ha, blah blah blah. You don't even know where you at. Look at that. You look stupid. You look dumb. You could have been in here chilling. We was about to make breakfast. You want to come back in? I know you want to come back in. Y'all, after this man just literally physically assaulted me and talking about, you know, you want to come back in. Sir, I think the fuck not. If not, the only way I'm coming back in is I'm coming back in guns blazing. I ain't got no guns right now. I ain't got no guns. No weapons. Okay? So, that's the only way I'm coming in back in this premises, and that's time. Like, are you shitting me? Like, y'all, when he switched up and started talking about, oh, just come back in and we can have breakfast, and I started crying because, like, I literally knew at that point I needed to walk away from that house. And I didn't know whether I was supposed to go left, right, north, east, west, south. I didn't know what was ahead. I didn't know if there were animals in the road. Deers, reindeers, raccoons, psychopaths, white people. Like, I didn't want, you know, what happened to Trayvon Martin to happen to me, God rest his soul, being in these people neighborhood. I had a bright green costume on, looking ratchet as ever. I was Young Miami for Halloween that year. Y'all, I started tearing up because I had to decide what was the safest option for me. It was to stand in front of here with this lunatic trafficking guy, or can I even say that? This lunatic, something, okay, you know what I'm saying, guy, who's trying to have a freak off or something of that nature, or going out into the middle of nowhere and not knowing where I could go. So yeah, I decided to dip. I started walking, literally walking mad fast. And the way I started walking was I started looking at all the pictures, because remember, it's mansion, so it's not like 3 million houses on one street. It's like a house a street. So I started looking at all the videos I was taking coming there, because I was recording myself coming there for, like, you know, Instagram, like mansion by me type of thing, to see what houses I passed on the way in here. And I was like, if I do that, then I'll get closer, because I remember we took one straight road down and then made a turn. So once we entered the community, so I was like, I know there's a security right in front of the gate, in front of the community. I know there I'll be able to get the address, be able to order a cab, all that good stuff. I just got to get there. So yeah, I started looking at the videos, started matching up the houses to the video. I found the first house, started walking that direction, made that turn, kept walking straight after that until I seen that little light of the security front. Y'all, it took me about, I'd say about an hour walking to get, if not an hour, maybe 45 minutes to get from the house I was at to the front of the security desk. By the time I got there, y'all, my feet was killing me. I was cold. I literally had finger burns because I didn't have gloves and I was holding on to my phone, trying to make sure that I at least memorize where I'm going in case my phone died. I kept crying on and off, and then I stopped because I was just like, girl, don't draw attention to yourself. Just walk swiftly. Don't overthink it. Don't overdo it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know if somebody's following you. And the thing is that the neighborhood was so peaceful, it was creepy. So it almost felt like if I lived there, I probably wouldn't feel scared. Because I'm not from there, I was shook type of thing. So by the time I got to the security desk, the guy at the front, he was dead sleeping. Like, I'm like, a fancy neighborhood like this and you sleeping? I would not want you guarding my goddamn neighborhood. I knock on the window. At that point, my phone's only like 5%, but I got bars now. I got service. So I'm telling him like, hey, you know, I need the address for here. I'm trying to order Uber out. So he gives me the address. Like, he gives me a little like thing to take the pictures of like where I'm at, like, you know, the QR code. I get the address. I order me an Uber. The Uber took like 12 minutes to come. By the time the Uber came, my phone had already died. But because it was a gated neighborhood and like the Uber could only come pull up right there and I knew what car was it, I found the Uber. So I get in the Uber and I'm on my way home and I'm just praying to God. I'm just happy. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I can't believe I put myself in this predicament. Like, this is so insane. Mind you, it's daylight. I left work at 2 a.m. when it was dark. And it was now like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. So I finally get home. Mind you, my Uber was like almost $200, literally. So it was kind of like that night was so shitty. Like, it was like I made money, but it was so in vain. Like, that's why they say all money is not good money. All money is not good money. So now I get home and I forgot I gave him my number. And I see him blowing up my phone. Of course, I'm not about to answer him. Are you dumb? I should have blocked him. But right before I got a chance to block him, I get a text message from him. He's like, yo, what's your homegirl number? She left out of here this morning. And her and basically like saying that her and the boy that she was like flirting with, they ended up having, I guess, a fight or something. I don't know. Me not know why I gone because me left. I went home. You feel me? I went to my yard. So I don't know what happened between them or what didn't happen. But apparently, from what I was gathering from the text messages, that they got into a little squabble. And I don't know if they both contributed or she contributed, but they broke the man's window. Is that what I want to do? They broke that man's window. He even sent the pictures in the text like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this about this? What? I blocked him ASAP. Like, man, I don't know about you, what you did, what y'all did, nothing. I should never even been there. So whatever happened when I got up out of there don't have nothing to do with me. I'm not giving nobody number to nothing. Like, why would you not be asking your friend that was with her, that had the altercation with her, for her number? Why are you hitting me up asking me for her number? Does that make sense? After you done put me at your house in the middle of nowhere because you were trying to force alcohol down my throat the whole time. So I went ahead and blocked that ass, blocked Keisha, blocked him, and then I hit up Moana. Now I'm scared because I'm like hearing that she got into a fight with a guy and all this stuff. So now I'm scared. So now I hit up Moana to make sure. I was gonna hit her up anyways to make sure she got home safe. So I hit her up and she didn't answer, but she texted me back and I'm like, girl, are you okay? Like, where you at? Like, did you ever end up leaving there? Because I had to leave and I was telling you were drunk, you weren't trying to hear it. She was like, no, it's cool. I ended up leaving early like this morning after we had breakfast. Me and the guy, we ended up getting into an argument because he had some girl calling him and whatever. But then like he ended up pushing me and I kind of broke the window. Like, we both went through the window type of thing. And me and him just left. And I'm like, the guy, the owner, is calling me, asking me for your information because he's telling me you broke his stuff. She's like, you didn't give it to him, right? I'm like, well, duh, of course I didn't. But then I started getting upset with her because I was like, why would you bring me into a situation like that? You said you knew these people and it wasn't giving you knew them. And she was like, oh no, like they came to the club before. That's what I mean. Like, I know them. Like, they came to the club before. Like, I'm like, so you know them or they just came to the club? She's like, no, they came to the club. Like, I know them from when they came to the club. So, okay, so basically you don't know them. You don't know them. Okay. I'm like, the guy that you were like talking to, do you at least know him? And she was like, yeah, me and him. I don't even know what happened last night. Like, I don't know. I was like, did you have sex with him? She's like, girl, I don't know. Like, I passed out. I woke up this morning. They had breakfast. And then we got into that argument. And then now I'm home and I'm still in and out of like sleep. Like, still not unconsciousness. And I'm just like, girl, like, you don't even know what happened to you. Like, you don't even know what literally like took place while you were incapacitated. That's the word I'm looking for. Like, while you were like, you know what I'm saying, like not all the way there. Like, and that happened to that happened to one of my friends before. Like, I worked at where I worked at. I was working at Tory Burch, sidebar. I was working at Tory Burch in Manhattan, me and my cousin. And we had a mutual friend. And my cousin is like telling me what happened to her because she ended up like quitting because she had to move back home because this happened, because she was from like another town. But long story short, basically she went to a house party. My cousin was supposed to go with her, but my cousin didn't. But she went with her other friends. And I guess she got drugged or laced or something, because she woke up the next day in a whole different house, in a whole different neighborhood. She didn't even know where she was at. And she was butt naked. Like, she didn't have no clothes on. She was bleeding from like her butt area, and like there was like a tear between like her butt and like her, but like, you know what I'm talking about. There was like a tear somewhere along there where it was bleeding, because she was like she wasn't on her menstrual, but then there was so much blood down there, it was sore. And she was butt naked, and there was nobody in the house, and it looked like a trap house, and there wasn't nobody in there, and the door was open like regular, like and her clothes wasn't even in there. Like, she literally had to call her family to come pick her up with clothes and all that stuff, and she didn't want to call the cops. She was scared, all this stuff. And I'm just like, when they told me that happened to her and that's why she had to quit and leave, like, I literally cried, because I could only imagine, like, imagine if that was me. Like, it could have been anybody, any of us. Like, you can literally, it takes 2 seconds to put yourself in a dangerous situation, to have a lapse in judgment. And then from there, it takes another minute, another 2 seconds to make another lapse in judgment, another bad decision. And just like that, your life can just change. Something can just happen to you, something horrendous. And that's how you really got to think about where you're going to place yourself, who you're going to place yourself around, and what type of risks that you're really willing to take, and what type of risks are really worth taking. Like, I'm sorry, I'm getting into lecture mode, but like, just thinking about me making those decisions, those stupid ass decisions, I could have very much been her. That could have been my story. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I was kind of a little upset with Moana, because it just felt like she was taking like risk on my behalf. But then I couldn't even say that, because even though like she told me she knew them and stuff like that, like, it's up to me to make the smartest decisions for myself. It's not up to Moana to make smart decisions for me. So the fact that I still decided to go is not on her, it's on me ultimately. That was my choice. That was what I chose to do. You know what I'm saying? And I could have paid the consequences for it, and I did. I walked literally almost an hour to safety and barely made it to safety. Anything could have happened to me. Not just by people, animals. Animals come out in the wild at night in those areas. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, anything could happen to me. And my family didn't know where I was. My mom didn't know where I was. There would have been no trace of me. It would have just been, I left work, I left at the club, and then poof, I disappeared. Literally, it happens just like that. I watched so much Crime Watch TV since then, and it happens just like that. So I'm happy that nothing crazy happened, and it could have. And I'm just grateful that I chose to get out of there as soon as I did. And I'm just happy that I stayed safe. And I just pray to God I never make a decision like that again in my life. Like, I pray to God that I always put my better judgment, and I drill everything that my mom has ever taught me in my head, and like, keep myself safe at all times. And I wish that for y'all too. Like, I literally wish that for you guys as well. Like, I send you guys nothing but abundance, safety, love, wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Courage. Like, I send you guys resilience. Like, everything that you need to make it through life safely. Because us as women, we're praised. Like, people prey on us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are, especially as black women too, like, people are, like, we're used to predatory behavior from like literally everyone and everywhere. I'm used to being preyed on. Like, you know, just you have to keep yourself safe, because you never know who's like looking to like just come and get you for their own gain, for their own benefit, at your demise. at your family's demise, at your loved one demise, at your future's demise. You don't want anyone to be able to take that away from you. So it's inevitable, and ultimately it's up to God, but please keep yourself safe, you guys. Like, that's all I really want to say. I don't even want to drag that out because I've been stretching that. But I blocked him and I ain't never heard from him again. Moana, I kind of was irritated with her, but like I said, I could not blame her entirely for choices that I decided to make. But I never played her close after that again. And the reason why I thought about this story too was not only because of the Diddy experience, but she actually hit me up 2 days ago asking me if I can design something for her. And I don't do customs anymore, but I wouldn't have done it anyways because, like I said, I don't play her close at all. Like, after that happened, I definitely never wanted to partner with her again. Like, when I seen her in the spot, I kept it real demure. But she had ended up getting kicked out the club anyways because she got into this big fight. I wasn't there for the fight. I was off that day, but she got into this big fight with this other girl over money, and she had got banned from the club. So I never really see her after that. I kept in touch with her on Instagram though, and that guy, I never heard from him after that. My number ended up changing shortly after that anyways, you know. And like, he didn't run in my circle, so it wasn't like I was gonna run into him. But I wish I even knew his name or how he looked or anything so I could warn women about him, because I could just only imagine how many women get invited back to this empty house and get, you know, liquor just thrown down their throat. And it's like, I'm so surprised that I didn't see like powdered donuts. Like, Evner Entertainer, I love him, I don't know if you guys watch it, but he called it powdered donuts. I'm surprised I didn't see any of that around. Like, because there's certain things that I've went to, like certain events where it happens very often. And I don't judge anybody, your choice of, you know, whatever is yours. But I just don't trust the people that are forcing it on people. I'm not an alcohol drinker, and these guys were forcing alcohol down our throats. Like, to not even have water or juice or soda for your guests and just alcohol is very telling. And y'all, that was the story time. I told you I was gonna be too long. Like, the story could have definitely been way worse. I told you I wasn't gonna be too long, but that's the story time for today. And what I wanted to say, oh yeah, y'all, we on the road to 5K, y'all. And you already know I have a 5K giveaway that I'm doing for my 5 top consistent viewers. And I'm also gonna do one for my 10K. I'm gonna do one for 20K. Like, every milestone that we hit, I'm literally gonna do prizes. And in between those two, like Christmas giveaways, stuff like that, like, I really want to pour it back into you guys, because you guys literally pour back into me. I know you guys are not used to like YouTubers answering every comment, but y'all, I literally dissect time on my day to make sure I answer every single comment. Like, I keep the dialogue going too. Like, I don't just copy and paste and one and done, y'all. So definitely hit me in the comments about anything. Drop the name down below that, you know, ideas of what we should call ourselves. And what else I wanted to tell y'all? Oh yeah, shop my Depop link below. I'm gonna have a lot of items on there, stuff that I only wore like once, cute stuff that I'm selling for the low. I put a new discount code on my website, shop.deharasnyc.com, down below in my bio as well, if you guys want to see some of my pieces. I haven't added anything new since the summer, but it's coming, y'all. Just keep tapping in. And that was the last thing I wanted to say. It's about to be my birthday, y'all. So if y'all have any ideas of things that I should do YouTube-wise for my birthday, let me know. I know my birthday is in December, so I'm definitely going to try. I'm not even going to try. I'm going to do it. I'm going to just do it. I'm not even going to try. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do 25 days of Christmas Vlogmas. I'm definitely my first year doing it. I wanted to do it 2 years ago, and I never did it. So if y'all have any Vlogmas ideas y'all want me to get done too, drop that down. But I'm gonna get to work, y'all. So I have a few other videos that I'm gonna actually be filming for y'all this week, and your girl voice is back in action. So y'all know how I like to end off my videos. I want y'all to stay safe, stay vigilant, stay wise, and make great decisions. And yeah, if you're not gonna do anything else, you better do what? Make sure you pour into your motherfucking self. pour into yourself, y'all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.